Why vinyl?
Hello, vinyl community. This is Tommy, and welcome to another musical adventure. And today's adventure is really less of an adventure and more of a topic of discussion. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit the subscribe button down there. I love having everyone along for the ride. Thank you all for subscribing. Those of you who know, if you comment down below and you leave a comment, I usually will respond. I try to respond to all of my comments if I can. But I appreciate it. And so this is one of those things. Make a video, a response. If you're making videos, I'd love to hear what you have to say and share that down below. Also, if you just want to leave a comment, leave a comment. But the topic of discussion or the question is something that's made the rounds in the VC. It comes around all the time. We as collectors, we struggle with this. And so I want to throw sort of my thoughts out about it. And let it kind of rattle around in your head and your thoughts, and let me know what you think. But I'm asking the question, why vinyl? Why vinyl? As you can see behind me, if you've watched my videos, I have no problem with CDs as a format. I've bought a lot of CDs over time in the many years of collecting. And I've got some really good CDs. And I randomly grabbed one off the shelf just to show a CD. This is Tinted Windows. I just, like I said, randomly grabbed it. No real rhyme or reason. This was the group that featured James Iha from the Smashing Pumpkins, Adam Schlesinger, Taylor Hanson, and Bun E. Carlos. They were in Tinted Windows. This album came out, around 2005, 2004? I can't remember. But you know, the CD, there's the format. You know, we all know the CD. I've got quite a few of these little 5-inch discs in my collection, and you know, just breaking it out. I mean, the CD is a workhorse. There was an article, I think, published today in Rolling Stone magazine all about how the CD is coming back, and there's a comeback for the CD. And you know, it's not at all surprising, and I'll tell you why. CDs are easy to manufacture. They're fairly inexpensive. I'm sure the profit margin is way better on a CD than it is on a vinyl LP. Vinyl LPs are, and if you're reading all the stories, they're becoming increasingly difficult and scarce. There's a supply and demand issue going on with vinyl LPs right now. There's more people that want records than they're able to press. The record presses can't keep up with the number of records that people want. And so a lot of records are sort of coming out and disappearing quickly, and everyone's having to wait for more because the plants are backed up. With CDs, I can only imagine it's fairly easy. Now, you know what you're getting with a CD. You know the sound quality's good. You know that you don't have to clean these things every 3 or 4 listens. You're pretty much good to go. You pop it in, you play it. You can carry them, put them in your car if your car still has a CD player in it. You know, they're just an easy format, and it makes sense that they would come back. Now, you guys are probably going to roast me. I'm thinking cost. A brand new CD, I'm guessing, and this is a total guess because I don't buy CDs anymore. The CDs I do buy are usually at Goodwill, and if it's just something that catches my eye, and I don't really actively seek them out, but they're, you know, $1 a piece, and most of the ones I buy now are classical music or something like that. But I'm guessing between 15 and 20 bucks for a brand new CD. I know when I was buying CDs on a regular basis, a brand new CD or a reissue single disc like this one was anywhere between probably 10 and 15 bucks. If there was some super sales going on, you could catch them for about 10 bucks, 11 bucks. But about 15 bucks average price. A brand new vinyl LP between 25 and 30 bucks, I'm thinking. We know, and it's been going around the VC for a little bit, that vinyl prices they're going up. So you know what's going on there. You know, again, it's supply and demand. There's a lot of demand, and the supply is becoming very short. This is almost like a new pickup video. This is something that recently came in for me. This is the John Coltrane live at the Village Vanguard. This is the Verve Acoustic Sound Series. Those of you that have watched my channel, you know how much I love these pressings. They sound fantastic. The vinyl is cut by Ryan K. Smith. They're just awesome. Staunton tip-on jackets. Fantastic sounding audiophile quality records. Really good. So here's the thing. I mean, again, you have to clean these things. There's so much that goes into a vinyl record and playing a vinyl record. And that's the other side of this. That, I always tell people that there's so much more. I would imagine if I have any motorcycle riding enthusiasts out there, they tell you, you don't just buy a motorcycle. You get the motorcycle, and then you have to get the accessories and all the gear. It's the same thing. You can't just go out to wherever and buy a stack of records and just think you can go on. Well, you can. You can go on and play them. But to really get the most out of them, you've got to get a decent sound system, turntable, the right receiver. All of those things play into the enjoyment of the vinyl LP. And so if you're buying vinyl LPs because of the sound quality, which I am, I say, I love the way records sound, the analog sound, the warm sound, if you will. And that plays a part in it. Again, with a CD, you're going to get a quality. You're going to get a certain amount of quality. But there's something about the way the vinyl record sounds, the way it hits your ears, the way it hits my ears. But it's because I've invested a little time. Now, look, I don't have a $400,000 sound set up. You can go back and look at what I'm listening to on my music room tour. I kind of am on the cheap when it comes to my system. I have a very good sound system, and it works for what I do here. But it's also the same reason you don't see me showing a lot of Mo-Fi and One Steps and these sort of high-end vinyl records. To be honest with you, I think it's sort of like, I'm sure they sound great, and I'm not knocking people that can buy them. For me, it's an affordability problem, but it's also that I just don't have the money. As a matter of fact, somebody commented, I think on my room tour, that they were kind of relieved that they could tell that I didn't spend like gobs of money on my sound system. It's almost like they were putting down my sound system, but to me, I'd rather spend the money on the records. But the thing is about buying records is it's not always as simple as just buying a record. At least for me, it's not. Now, some of you may feel differently. It may just be a matter of owning the record, and that's all you care about. But for me, it's there's a certain amount of research. I'm looking into particular pressings. There's certain cuts that are better than others. Like this Coltrane that I just showed. It's a Ryan K. Smith, and that's a sound engineer that carries some weight. And so when his name is involved in a project, it's going to feel a little higher quality to me. You hear guys in here talking about the Wally Troggets or, the Chris Bellmans, all these names that pop up, the Bob Ludwigs. Those are all names that mean something for a reason. Whereas opposed to the CD where it's like, yeah, I got the CD. And I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not knocking it. Don't get me wrong. It's just easier. My thing is, if my whole reasoning for listening to a vinyl record is of a certain quality, or to have a certain quality, or certain listening enjoyment that comes from it, and that's the thing, then I have a feeling that I'm going to take an extra step or find the time to find the right pressing, to find the thing that's going to be the most pleasant to my ears. Now, we can get lost in those details. You've seen some of my other videos where I talk about multiple copies of the same record, which I've kind of really gotten away from. I've downsized a lot of my record collection by saying I don't need 3 copies of the same record, because what am I going to listen to? I've got rid of a lot of original pressings or OGs of some of my vinyl records that I've got newer, better sounding pressings of, because at the end of the day, it's not about the collectability of the record. That has little impact on me. I just want it to sound good. I want it to be pleasing. When I put on the record and listen to it, I want it to sound good. And so that's sort of my bottom line, low criteria. Like, is it going to sound good? Is it going to be pleasing to my ears? And so that's why I'm into vinyl records. That's why I prefer vinyl records. But it's not without its headaches. It's not without its, like I said, sort of painstakingly researching minute details and looking at the dead wax of all these vinyl records when I go out shopping and trying to find the right initials in the dead wax or the right matrix numbers or any of those things that goes with it. It's part of the fun for me because I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy finding the records, and so that's part of it for me as much as enjoying the record, the hunt. But it's less about the collectability of it. Oh, this is a rare Brazilian pressing. That makes no difference to me if it doesn't sound good. And so it's trying to be balance that practicality of what's going to sound good, what I can afford, and all of those things they factor into it. So what are your thoughts? I mean, like I said, that's kind of threw a lot out there. But do you like vinyl just because you like records? You think they look cool? And in any case, you're just buying the records because they're there. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a little bit of a different standard when it comes to that. But it also, at the same time, it's one of those things where, you know, you can just go buy the CD. And I don't know how readily available. Is this a CD that you can go find and buy? Did I pick a rare collectible CD? Am I showing the CD and you're going, Tommy, that CD is like impossible to find. Nobody has that CD. I don't even know. Like I said, I randomly grabbed it. But the other thing too, like when I'm talking about something like this Village Vanguard record, I like that I can buy this. Now, another aspect of these vinyl records is that they're sort of, with the supply issues, they're going as quickly as they're coming because they can't keep up with manufacturing for the demand. Again, but like, this is not a record. I'm not going to go out into a record store and look for an original copy of this. You know, it's just not something I'm going to seek out because I have this one. And I know this is the only one I'll ever really need. I know it's going to sound good. I know it's going to be a good pressing. So is this something that you know, I'm not going to go pay 50 or 60 bucks or whatever for a nice original of this just because it's an OG? Probably not. That's another thread. Either way, what do you think? Are you collecting vinyl just because you like records? You think they're fun? Great. Good on you. Is it the sound quality? Do you look for certain pressings? Do you do the research? Do you try to find out if there's a pressing that's better than others? And I mean, we could break that down into all these subcategories, like, you know, the Beatles alone. I mean, there's so many different pressings of Beatle albums. And we can obsessively, painstakingly, as I said earlier, go through and try to find the perfect pressing of a favorite album. You know, what do you think? Let me know. Do a video response. As always, thanks for watching. And hey, I'll see you next time.